Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the ex-church girl Sophia, and again I want to say welcome. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please don't forget to hit that like button so that the algorithm can pick up my videos, so that people that need this pertinent information can find it and get the help they need. They can hopefully get encouragement from my topics and understand that you too can get through this. It's just this too shall pass. Today I want to talk more about, this is part 3, recognizing the signs of possessive and controlling behaviors. Let's talk about it. It always says that at the start of any new relationship, it's not always easy to tell if it will later become emotionally mistreatment. And I talked about in part 2 how people appear to be ideal partners in the early stages of a relationship. And it says, DV warnings don't always appear overnight and may emerge and intensify. That means gets worse as the relationship grows. And that's a true statement. A lot of times they start off real subtle, but everything is pushed, it's rushed, do this, do that. And it's always, you have to do something to stay in that relationship. That's a big red flag, people, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody telling you what you need to do for them is a sign of power and control. And let's talk about that. It says every relationship is different, and DV doesn't always look the same. DV doesn't always look the same. One feature shared by most emotionally toxic relationships is that the mean partner tries to establish or gain power and control. I just said that. Through many different methods at different moments. Let's talk about this power and control. And I'm looking at the National Domestic Violence Hotline website right now. That's where I'm getting this information from. Power and control. Break free from it, from the mistreatment. Now, when we talk about the ABUSE word, I use emotional mistreatment or emotional control. It's all the same, being controlled by somebody, and you're a grown-ass person. DV is a pattern of behaviors used to gain or maintain power and control. And it says at the hotline, their frame of reference for describing mistreatment is a power and control wheel. And they show a diagram of it, and they talk about it. So you get on, it's kind of like you get on this wheel, and it just goes around and around and around. And as you can see, here it is right here. This is on my iPad. This is the wheel. And I relate this to being on that Gerber wheel, that little, feeling like one of those little things, because at some point in that relationship, and this is another big red flag, people don't really talk about this, the eggshell feeling that they give you. If you are in a relationship and you just feel like you don't have no say-so, every time you do something, it's ticking this person off, you're on this wheel. You're on this power and control wheel. This is what you're on. And what happens to a wheel? A wheel keeps going around and around and around and around and around. You just keep going in circles. And they talk about the physical violence, sexual violence, and they use coercion and threats. They make or carry out threats to do something to hurt you. They threaten to leave, to hurt themselves, to report to public aid. They make and drop charges. They make the person drop charges. They make the person do illegal things. That's part of the coercion and threats. They use intimidation. They make you afraid by using looks, actions, gestures, smashing things, destroying property, destroying pets, displaying weapons. Like, it's all like a form of tactic. Using emotional mistreatment. They put you down. They make you feel bad about yourself. They call you names. They make you think you're crazy. They play mind games. They humiliate you. They make you feel guilty. Again, that's all part of the setup. They use isolation, controlling what they do, who sees it, who you talk to, what you read, where you go, limiting your outside involvement, using jealousy to justify actions. Jealousy is not a cute thing, people. Jealousy is a If somebody acts jealous and they just met you, or even further down the line, they start getting real, real jealous, that's a problem. That's a power and control issue. They use their privilege. They treat you like a servant, making all the big decisions. They act like the master of the castle. They're the ones to define the roles. And this applies to men and women. Men control the women. Women try to control the men in these situations. They use children. They make you feel guilty about the kids, using the children to relay messages, using visitation to harass, threatening to take away the children. They minimize, deny, and blame. They make light of the situation and not taking their concerns about it seriously. They say it didn't happen. They shift responsibility for the behavior onto you and saying you caused it. So those are all part of this wheel that you get on, and you just start turning. And it never stops until you get off this wheel. This is just an ongoing cycle. It's just ongoing. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. You have to make the decision to stop it. And another thing is, don't be telling these folks you're in a toxic relationship with, you're planning to leave. Again, I recommend that people make copies of important documents, Xerox copies of it, and store that stuff somewhere. So in case you need it, like I say, in a work locker, because in case you need it, you have access to it, because it's hard to get those kind of documents again. And also, the main thing is getting out, protecting yourself. I mean, at some point, always keeping cash somewhere hid, or access to money so that you can escape. I think a lot of times people just don't understand how deadly these situations can turn. And I'm just seeing like a lot of people just packing up, moving. Like, you just got to go. Like, you can't go. You got to move your kids. You got to get yourself out. You just got to move. And I know sometimes it's hard, but ladies, when you see this stuff coming, you got to prepare yourself for it, because it doesn't get better. It actually gets worse. And like when I was in my marriage, it went from my husband pushing me to eventually trying to knock me through a wall. And what happened was, I tried to break the push, and all it did was sprain. I think it ended up spraining my wrist. And he actually pushed me so hard that the plaster broke in the wall. So, yeah. And then the last straw was when we was fighting over our son. We had actually having a physical fight, and my son was in the middle trying to bite my ex-husband's legs. And my son said, remember that. And that's the only reason why I got out, because we were fighting. He had no respect for me, but he also didn't even have any respect for his child. And that's what men and women don't understand. When a person is in this relationship, they don't have any respect for anybody. And that's why a lot of men end up harming the women in front of the children, because they don't respect nobody. That's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. These people, they don't respect nobody. That's why they can easily do that in front of your child, because they don't have any respect for anybody. They don't. People are like, he did it in front of her kids, because he didn't have respect for himself. That's why they do it. So I want to end this part 3 here. I don't want to overwhelm you all with too much information. I will just keep doing the videos back to back. And again, thank you so much for watching and listening. Please leave a comment below if you can. If not, I understand. But just like the video to let me know that you're watching it. You want to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is the Ex-Church Girl. If nobody's told you today that they love you, I love you, and I want you to be safe. Thanks for watching.